Hey guys, welcome back to my channel for another video today. In today's video, I decided that I was going to show you guys two recipes, so two dinner options. The first one that we're going to be doing is a Crunchwrap, but it's like a big one that I saw a recipe for, I think on Instagram. So we're gonna give it a shot and hopefully it's good. And then the second recipe is actually going to be the chicken ranch Rhodes rolls that I make. I know I mention those to you guys all the time. They're a family favorite here. So I'm just gonna go ahead and show you guys how I make those. So I hope that you enjoy these what's for dinner videos. If you do, please don't forget to give them a this video a thumbs up. And yeah, let's go ahead and get started with the sheet pan crunchy taco. What did I call it? Crunchwrap. Sheet pan Crunchwrap. Okay friends, so the first thing that we need to do for the Crunchwrap is to go ahead and get our chicken cooking. I'm using some chicken tenders, so all I'm doing right now is just cutting the meat off of the tendon. Have you guys seen that trick where they like put a fork on the end of it and pull and like the white tendon piece just like comes out? Has anybody tried that and it actually worked for them? Because I tried it and it was a mess. Like I don't know, didn't work for me. So I always just sort of cut on either side of the tendon. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and throw it in a pan that I have preheated with some olive oil spray, and then add some of my favorite Spice Lab taco seasoning from Costco. I'm actually getting low on this, guys. I'm gonna have to repurchase that my next Costco trip, but I'm gonna add a healthy portion of that to the chicken. Now, the recipe did call for like a bunch of spices that I assume would make up a taco seasoning, but I'm just not about that life. So I just went ahead and used my taco seasoning that I already had. For the vegetables, we're going to be using some mini sweet peppers. So I'm just gonna go ahead and slice some of them up. I really didn't like intentionally de-seed these. I left some of the seeds in. I think that the seeds on the mini peppers are good. You could do what you want, but I just sort of sliced and threw them all in there. And I used several of all of the different colors. And really, I'm only doing this to add a little bit more color to the meal because my favorite pepper, as you guys know, is a green pepper, and I'm adding an entire one of those as well. I eat green pepper like candy. If you watch my grocery hauls, you know that I buy like at least 2 or 3 green peppers every single week because we eat way too many of them. But I'm adding an entire green pepper into the mixture as well. And then I'm gonna add about half of a yellow onion. The recipe actually calls for an entire yellow onion, but I'm not a huge fan of onion, like overpowering onion. So I only added half, and there's Finley playing in my cabinets. That's actually our pots and pans cabinet, and I'm really surprised she didn't have like every single one out. So this is what the chicken mixture looks like when it is cooked. And then we're gonna go ahead and start assembling this Crunchwrap. So you need some burrito sized tortillas, and you essentially just put 2 on the center of the pan like so, and then you sort of overlap around in a circle, basically leaving room to allow yourself to fold and close it up after you fill it. So it took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 tortillas on the bottom, and then we're gonna add some to the top as well. So to stuff it, we are starting off with some Mexican blend cheese. You could use any type of cheese, obviously. Queso would be good in this, whatever cheese you have on hand. And then on top of that goes the chicken and vegetable mixture. I just sort of evenly spread it out on top of the cheese. And then the next ingredient is actually Doritos. Now the recipe calls for the cheese ones, the nacho cheese Doritos, but we prefer the flavor of Cool Ranch. So I'm going to use Cool Ranch. You just basically crumble some up on top of the meat and the vegetables to give it a little bit. I mean, this is what I guess makes it a Crunchwrap. This spicy ranchero sauce was not a part of the recipe, but I just thought it would add a little bit extra flavor. So I squirt some of that on top of the Doritos before finishing it off with a final layer of cheese. To close this up, you basically just fold it up like so. And I know that my arms sort of get in the way here. I thought I was doing a better job of showing it, but essentially you just sort of fold and hold it as you're folding it. And then you're gonna add 2 more tortillas on top in the center of the crunch wrap, which you'll be able to see here in a second. I went ahead and added 2 more on top so that it is all closed. And then you're gonna put an empty sheet pan on top of it to sort of press it down and hold it together as it is cooking. This is going to go into a 400-degree oven for 20 minutes. I did end up cooking mine for a little bit longer, as you will see here in a minute. Okay, so the recipe said to cook this for 20 minutes, but I've had it in there for 26 minutes, and I'm hoping that's good enough now. So let's see if it's done. Okay. Looks like Crunchwrap.
Extra crunchy.
Extra crunchy Crunchwrap. All right, let's slice this bad boy. It's definitely crunchy. Okay, so this is what it looks, if I can get it loose. So that is what it looks like on the inside. Super excited to give this a try. So yeah, I hope you guys try this recipe and let me know if you do, if it came out good, if you like it. I don't know, we'll see. Okay, on to recipe number 2. I have here some Parker House rolls. I wasn't able to find Rhodes rolls at the store this week, but these are, rising yeast rolls that I have let sit out for about 3 hours. You don't need them to rise a whole lot. You just need them to be like soft enough to work with. And then I'm taking 2 chicken breasts and I am slicing it up as small as it can be, and that just helps it cook a little bit faster. Mine's still like half frozen, so I'm chopping it up as little as I can into relatively thin pieces so that it cooks faster. And then once I have it in the size pieces that I feel like will cook fast, I'm gonna take some Hidden Valley Ranch seasoning mix and just put a ton of it on top. This is pretty much where you get the ranch flavor, obviously, in the rolls. So it takes a good bit of it, and I actually end up adding more of it later. But once I have enough, or what I think is enough, I'm gonna go ahead, cover this with aluminum foil and throw it into a 400-degree oven for about 25 minutes to get the chicken nice and cooked. And putting the foil on top allows all of the moisture to stay inside, and it just makes this so tender. This chicken is so delicious. While the chicken's cooking, I'm gonna go ahead and spread out the Rhodes rolls. So I'm just using some flour on a clean countertop, and I'm just going to sort of stretch them out into little round shapes. You obviously could use a rolling pin for this, but I don't know. I just always use my hands and it works out just fine. So this takes a little bit of time, which is why I like to do it while the chicken's cooking, because if you wait until after, then it just, might as well maximize your time and do what you can while you're waiting for the chicken to cook. So I go ahead and get all of these floured and stretched out and ready for the ingredients. Once I have them all rolled out, I'm gonna go ahead and add a little bit of shredded cheese to each one. Sometimes we do this step, sometimes we skip it and just do the chicken. Tonight I felt like adding cheese. So you really can add or take away whatever you want to these, and they're so good. Once the chicken's finished cooking, I'm gonna go ahead and throw it in my mixer with the dough attachment. It actually works really well to shred. So I put it on like medium and just shred it right up, and it is so tender and so perfect. And then I'm just gonna take 2 forks and add a little bit of chicken to each one. This chicken was seriously so tender, and like, I know people hate the word moist, but it was so tender and so moist that it was hard for me to get it like on my fork. It kept wanting to fall off. So seriously, this meat was delicious. And I think it had something to do with the fact that it was still frozen when I cooked it. So it like released all of that water when I cooked it, and it was just, you know, and I just dumped all of it in there when I shredded it. And so it was just so tender and so delicious. This next part is my literal least favorite. I do not like rolling these up, but basically all you do is sort of just pinch all of the sides together like you would a dumpling, and then just flip it over onto the other side, like with the seams down, and put it onto a sheet pan. Now, it is best if this sheet pan is hot. You might have seen earlier I had it in the oven while the chicken was cooking because it helps to have it hot before you put the rolls on it. Next, is going in the oven for another 15 minutes on 400 degrees, and this is what they look like when they come out. Oh my gosh, my mouth is watering just looking at this. I'm gonna go ahead and slice one open for you guys so you can see what they look like on the inside, and look how easy they cut, like how easy that chicken cut. These are so delicious. Definitely give these a shot. Enjoyed this what's for dinner video. Like I said, the crunchy taco Crunchwrap, I keep forgetting the name, was absolutely delicious. It was definitely one that's going to be added to our recipe rotation, and the Rhodes rolls is a staple here in our house. We have it once every couple of weeks at least, so give that one a shot. You also could add like bacon. I don't know if I said that already, but you could add bacon into it and make it like a bacon chicken ranch type of thing, which is delicious as well. We've done that before. But I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye guys.